Hi there, it's Maggie from Moondirected. If this is the first time you've been to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm doing something a little different today. Generally, I work with the energy of the moon to see how to use it to best move your life forward in a very positive way. But I ran into some audio visual issues on Sunday when I was doing my weekly readings. And so to my returning viewers and my subscribers, thank you so much for coming back to see what I'm doing today. And so to thank you for that, I wanted to do a fun little video. Please use this as entertainment purposes only. I'm going to do a little soulmate reading for the upcoming Valentine's. And I wanted to test out my equipment, as in being able to record ahead of time and upload, because I think YouTube was a little overwhelmed on Sunday, and I think that could have been the problem. So if you enjoy this, if you would like more fun little videos like this, then please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. But the reason I don't want you to take this too seriously is because although we come into this world with soul contracts, we still have free will. And so just because we make a contract, it's just like that in business too, right? You can make a contract with somebody, then something can come along, you can change your mind, you can do what you want. And so free will really impacts that. And so predicting relationships, there's too many people involved. What I am not, I'll tell you what I'm not. I am not a psychic, and I'm not a medium. I can't communicate with the dead or your guides. I don't have those abilities. What I am is I am empathic. I pick up on energies around me. I pick up on a lot of really interesting energies. So I do that. I am a astrological enthusiast, but I'm not an astrologer. And I am claircognizant. I know things. I can't explain to you exactly how I know everything that when I know it, but I know it. And I have mostly learned to listen to the little voice in my head, which is something everybody can do. So when you have that moment when you're like, oh, I should have done that. Yes, you should have. So next time do that. And the more often that you listen to the little voice in your head, the louder it gets, and the more that you will be able to figure things out without having to seek help from others. I use a lot of symbols and signs to help me. I guess you could say I'm in tune is what I am. I'm very in tune. And so I'm a light worker, and as such, my goal is to empower others, to lift you up so that you know how to move your life forward. And so that's what I like to do with Moondirected. But today, we're going to play with soulmate readings just for fun. I'm just going to quickly go through. So, we're starting with Aries. And Aries, your soulmate card that came out is the King of Swords. So, a King of Swords would be an Aquarius, a Libra, a Gemini. It could be Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I think it would be fun for these readings to go ahead and look at your sun, moon, and your rising, because anywhere in the chart it could be affected. But also it'd be kind of fun though, right, to check out with your exes or somebody that you're interested in. Okay, so here we go, or your partner. This is the second set of cards here is circumstances or environment where you could meet them. And we have a Four of Hearts, which means, oh, yes, okay. Wow, all right, so here's what we have going on. Aries, there's a King of Swords out there that's your soulmate, and they're waiting to come in, okay? But we have the Four of Cups, we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. And that says there's an opportunity out there, but I'm not all that interested in it. I'm outside of it. I am perfectly happy by myself. And honestly, I don't have a problem with that. So you should be out there on your own and enjoying life if you want. But when you're ready, ooh, actually that's an environment. So maybe that's where the King of Swords is. Yes. You know what? That's in the environment. I don't usually do these readings, right? So that's in the environment. So maybe the King of Swords is like, I'm happy where I am. I'm not that interested in getting involved with anybody right now. And so, this one. And so You know, that could be what the environmental issue is. Okay, and so for you, what your advice is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords, this is how you can influence the situation. So this is by you speaking up, being truthful, being honest, initiating, right? The Ace of Swords is an initiating contact kind of situation. So if there's somebody you're interested in, maybe they're just, you know, up in their head and they're like, I'm fine where I'm at and I'm not all that interested in anybody right now. And you'll be like, wait, hello, I'd like to have an intellectual conversation with you because, you know, being the King of Swords, he's probably very intellectually minded. So, you know, step up, speak up. You're going to have to initiate. You're going to have to start the contact. Okay, so this one right here is your major obstacle. Your major obstacle. Right here. Maybe. There we go. And your major obstacle is the Hermit. Oh, yeah. This is a guy who's like, I'm just taking a little time out for myself. So we have this King of Swords that you're going to have to initiate contact because he's totally clueless to the whole situation. He's not paying attention at all. And your most likely outcome, is the Wheel of Fortune. Things will change. Things will get moving, but you're going to have to take the action, Aries. So step up, speak up. If there's somebody you're interested in, King of Swords, you may not even be able to tell. Like if it's in their moon or their rising, you won't know. So if there's someone you're interested in and they seem kind of intellectual to you and they seem a little remote and distant because they're like off in their own world, being happy, being by themselves, go ahead and start the conversation. All right, so that's Aries. Okay, let's move on. That was kind of fun. Okay, so next we have, I just want to make sure I'm in the right pile. Next we're going to go to Taurus because this is so much easier for me to just go in order, and I didn't really make any notes. So we'll do Taurus next, and then we'll just work our way through like that. And I'm probably not going to timestamp, so just, you know, check out your chart. Listen for your friends. You'd be like, oh my gosh, my friend, I know exactly who that is. And there's this guy, you know, so it's just for fun. Just for fun. Okay. Let's see here. Taurus. 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 Okay. All right, Taurus. Who is your soulmate, Taurus? Who is your soulmate, Taurus? Ooh, see that one jump right up out of there? Taurus, your soulmate is a Prince of Pentacles, a fellow earth sign. So a Prince of Pentacles generally means that it's somebody a little younger than you. You know, I'm not used to this deck either. I just want to make sure. Okay, so that's a knight. It's a knight. When they call them prince and princesses, the princesses are the pages, and the prince is the knight, because it looked like a knight. He's on a horse. So he's maybe not somebody who has as much money as you do, or she doesn't have as much money as you do, but they're hardworking, they're steady, they are meticulous. They could be a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a fellow Taurus. It could be sun, moon, or rising, so you may not know it. Just even if you know their birthday, you may not be sure, right? So it's kind of like look for the hard working, slow, step-by-step progress is generally like really into the details. That would be your Knight of Pentacles, a very detail-oriented person who's not afraid to put in a little overtime to get what they need. Okay, so circumstances of the environment. Okay, so we have a 3 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. So this is somebody who has come out of a bad relationship. 3 of Swords is definitely having your heart broken, just those swords just stabbing you to death. And the 8 of Cups or Hearts is somebody who's emotionally walked away from a situation. And so maybe the reason this person seems to be very slow moving, maybe they seem a little interested in you, but they're not really like charging in there really fast. They aren't really making a lot of effort. Could possibly be because, you know, they've coming out of a really bad heartbreak, and so it might take a long time or you may not even know them yet, and they're somewhere out there healing, and you haven't met them yet. So just kind of be aware of that. And then the ace that I picked now is going to be how you can influence your situation. And again, with the Ace of Swords. So eventually you're going to have to be the one that initiates contact. You're going to have to be the one who has the conversation, that thoughtful, intelligent conversation. You're going to have to, it's communication. It's communication. Like that's what I'm picking up. It's communication. So, and you're going to have to initiate it. So apparently the lesson so far, Aries and Taurus, is that if you want to meet somebody, you got to open up your mouth. Okay, so let's find out what the major obstacle is, although it kind of looks like from here. Heartbreak. Oh no. What was the major obstacle? I don't want any of those. It's this one right here. Okay, we have the world. Yep, it's a cycle that's coming to an end, and so they need to be able to complete the cycle, and that's what the big obstacle is. Excuse me while I dig up all my cards from off the floor here. Oh my goodness. Oh, I know it's not live, but I'm not going to change that. I don't know how to edit that out. Oh, I know there's apps out there. We'll get there. Okay, and then let's see what your most likely outcome is going to be. Wow, that was like crazy. You know, that almost makes me feel like that was so, like Taurus, like the end is going to be fast. Like the cycle is like getting there, and it's going to like all of a sudden everything's going to pick up speed. Okay, let's see here. Major outcome. Most likely outcome, not major outcome. Most likely outcome. And we have a new beginning and stability, the Emperor. So we have the Magician and the Emperor. So you can create what you want. You can create the stability you want. You just need to wait on this Knight of Pentacles to work their way through the heartbreak and complete their cycle. But if the cards flying out have anything to say about it, and I think they do, it's going to be kind of a speedy, like, all of a sudden the relationship's going to really take off. But that's going to take a little time to get there, because we've got this whole, we need the cycle to complete first. Okay, so Gemini. Gemini, what is your soulmate? Who is your soulmate? What do you need to know? Oh, and I don't know why I keep getting this Ace of Swords. Oh, how come I don't? Now I only have 3 aces. Oh, that was easy. That was nice. And let's find out who your soulmate is. Okay. So what are your thoughts? Let me know. If this is something fun that you like, I could do it more often. Alright, let's see here. Gemini. Gemini, 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 Gemini. Who is your soulmate, Gemini? Who is your soulmate, Gemini? Okay, Gemini. The Princess of Hearts. So a little Page of Cups. So it'd be someone, okay, but see, I want you to look at this. It's a message that's coming in. Page of Cups often refers to a message of love coming in. So you are not limited to it being someone who's got Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces in their chart. It's going to be somebody, you're going to recognize it because they are going to let you know. They are going to say, hey, I like you. I do. Do you want to go get a cup of coffee? Or do you want to go see a movie? It looks like maybe they'll be initiating the contact, Gemini. Won't that be nice? You won't have to do all the hard lifting. Okay. Ooh, maybe it's a Maybe it's a Aries or a Taurus, right? Okay, so here we go. What are the circumstances or the environment that is influencing the meeting? And we have a Nine of Wands. Okay, this is, somebody's really busy here. Like they're super busy or you're super busy, but somebody's got a lot of things going on, but it's a 9, so it's almost at the end of that cycle. So maybe if you could just hang in there and give them a little bit of time, then, you know, they will get to the part where they can send you that message of love and say, hey, do you have time to go spend some time together? Oh, Ace of Wands. So, Ace of Wands is starting a new project. Ace of Wands is being active. So get yourself out there. Be out there. Be out in the environment. Be doing things. Get to the gym. Sometimes it's about physical activity. It could be people want to meet up and go do something. If a friend calls you up and says, hey, you want to come to this party with me? And you're like, oh, I don't really know if I want to. Say, yeah, go ahead and go. Because I think what you're going to find is that you should put a little effort in and go ahead and make the effort and go someplace, you know. Maybe they're like, oh, hey, I'm going on a hike with my hiking group. Do you want to come with me? You know, I'm going bowling with some friends. It's like something that's action-oriented in some way, right? And your obstacles, we have the Devil and the Moon. Okay, so the Moon is emotions that are being hidden, secrets, things you don't know about that may be revealed later, but right now we don't know. It could also be an emotional imbalance. And then we have the Devil, which is being trapped in a relationship, but maybe they're almost out. So maybe it's somebody who's very interested in you, but they're ending another relationship, and while they're busy taking care of their business, you get out there and you start your own project, and you don't wait around for them. You go do something. Waiting around for people never makes it happen faster. Trust me. So we have the Devil and we have the Moon. The Devil, man, that could be an addiction. That could be maybe could be overindulgence of some sort. It could just be lust. Most likely outcome, the Hermit. Okay, so if, Gemini, somebody has approached you, if somebody has approached you with a message, because remember we started out here with who is the soulmate, it's somebody that offered you a message. It looks like enlightenment. Okay, so first we've got this Moon card, which says there's stuff you don't know, but the outcome is the Hermit, and that is you getting to know yourself and feeling enlightened and being aware of it's self-awareness. It's you knowing who you are. And so I have a feeling, okay, so let's talk about soulmates for a minute. This is the part nobody wants to talk about. You know what? Your soul contract with people, there are all kinds of soulmates, right? And some of them are the kind that you really, really enjoy, and some of them are the ones that come to teach you the lessons. And Gemini, it looks like there's a possibility that you're in the process of being taught a lesson or about to be taught a lesson by a soulmate. It may not be the soulmate. It's the one that you have to complete this process with before you get to the next one, right? And so, because we have a whole soul family. And this is not a twin flame reading, and I don't even want to get into twin flames. So, your questions about twin flames. Okay. Do I think twin flames are a real thing? I have the jury out on that. I'm leaning toward yes. I lean toward yes. That That being said, I think that just because they're your twin doesn't make it an easy relationship, and it doesn't make it a relationship that you will get together with in this lifetime. And I also don't think that it's the, oh my gosh, it's just so magical. No, I think twin flames are the other part of us, and they're out there, they're learning their lessons, and we're learning our lessons, and together we teach each other things, and it helps us become more complete and whole people, or energy. And so Gemini, looks like right now there's a possibility, if you are getting hit on by somebody who is otherwise entangled in a relationship, and a 9 of Wands means they're almost done, but they're not yet, I would steer clear of that until they are more free, because that looks like there's secrets, and that it could be hard lessons, and maybe it would be okay for you to just move on. Okay, Cancer, you have a King of Swords. Now, water signs and air signs don't typically, that's not like the thing where everybody's like, oh, they should be together. It's rarely what they actually say. But, again, it could be their moon. It could be their rising sign. It might not be, easily identifiable. So it's going to be somebody who is intellectual in nature. It's somebody who's intelligent, studies a lot, knows a lot, has been, done some research on something, who's advanced in their place in life, in the community somehow. They're not just starting out. They're not a page, right? They're a king. So could be a little older than you, be a little more experienced than you. The circumstances surrounding this is we have the 9 of Pentacles. So it's somebody who's very independent, independently wealthy, who's on their own, though. 9 of Pentacles, they're on their own. They have everything they need. They're a little more intellectual. Cancer is a very nurturing sign, and so part of that is learning how to also ask for people to nurture you. And when you have an air sign, sometimes the air sign needs to learn how to nurture other people. And so right now with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, that could be a real thing too. And what should you do? You should be active and involved in your community. You should be taking care of yourself. You should be getting to the gym. You should be spending time with friends. The Ace of Wands is all about getting out there and starting something and having fun, right? It's about you initiating fun for yourself, and maybe even being the 9 of Pentacles yourself, like being happy by yourself. When we are complete and we are happy by ourselves, that's when we can attract into our lives the kind of relationships that we should be attracting in. And so the obstacle is judgment. Okay. That's because Cancer, we're very into our emotions, right? And so it's really easy to get our feelings hurt. And a King of Swords person would be judgmental. They don't mean to be. They're not trying to be mean. They're observant, and then they speak what they observe. And sometimes it's like, ouch, really? That kind of hurt. But your outcome is the Star, which is lovely energy. So try not to let your feelings get hurt. Be active, be involved, be who you are. So it's okay to nurture other people, but it's also okay to expect people to help nurture you back, right? And for you to nurture yourself. It's all part of it, right? We're all, right now, for the next 18 months or so, well, we're probably at 16 months now, the whole world is supposed to be learning how to take care of themselves. when the North Node was in Leo, we were all supposed to be learning how to be more confident, and now we are supposed to be learning how to take care of ourselves. Okay, so now we believe in ourselves, we have our faith, so now this is an opportunity for us to really work on, you know, how we can really love ourselves in very encouraging, kind, nurturing ways. And so that's kind of what you need to be doing right now, in particular, Cancer, because the North Node is in your sign. And so you definitely need to be focusing on that. And if you can do that, if you can start having fun and taking care of yourself and being active, and remembering that other people's opinions of us is not our business. I don't care what other people think about me, for the most part. And it took me a long time to get there. I'm a Cancer sun, so Cancer sun and Pisces moon, that's a lot of emotional energy to have to learn to stop caring about what other people think about me. But I made a lot of progress, and I'm pretty much there. It's like, sometimes it's like, but then I'm like, oh, whatever. That's their problem, not mine. And when you learn to really do that, it starts opening up the doors to contentment and happiness. And you will hear, like attracts like, it really does. Okay, Leo, you have the Princess of Hearts. So again, someone's bringing in a message of love to you. It could be a water sign. Cancer is right next to your sign in the wheel, which makes that a very comfortable relationship for the most part. But again, they could have water anywhere in their chart prominent, so usually sun, moon, or rising. So it's going to be someone who's nurturing and kind and is willing to demonstrate that they care about you. And so what's going on in the environment that's affecting this is the Seven of Pentacles. So it's a situation where somebody has been waiting for a while for this situation to actually progress. It's like, I sent the message of love, I'm waiting. I've been waiting for a while. So it could have been you that sent it, or you could have received it. It's kind of hard to tell. It says, who is your soulmate, though, so I kind of think that they sent it. Okay, let's get a card for what you should be doing. Is this one. Again, with the Ace of Swords, you need to be initiating the conversation, initiating the contact, having I just heard the word cut out. What do you need to cut out, Leo? Do you need to get out of another situation? Because with the Seven of Pentacles, there is a waiting process here. So maybe you're waiting for the Sword of Justice. Maybe you're in the process of getting a divorce. And this person's like, I'm waiting for you to finish that up. And so if that's the situation, that could be coming. All right, so let's see here. What's the major obstacle? If we get the Justice card, I'm going to be, yeah, you need to get that divorce. Let's just see what we get. Well, not the Justice card, but I'm not too far off here. So we have the World, which is the completion of a major cycle, and we have the Lovers, which is making a decision, making a choice. So you need to complete a cycle. You need to choose between two things in order to move things forward. So that's the obstacle, is this waiting process of you need to take some action. Ace of Swords says you need to do something. Okay, wow, all right. This was ridiculous. You have 4 cards. Okay, so 1, use your intuition. You have the High Priestess. Use your intuition. By following your intuition, you're going to move in the right direction. And we have the Chariot, which is moving things forward and trying to keep things in balance. And it also sometimes represents Cancer, as does the Page of Cups. We have Death and Transformation, and the Star, which is hope. So yes, these are a lot of major arcanas, which all say to me, I'm looking at this and I think there's somebody out there that's waiting on you, Leo. But first you need to take care of your business here. You need to cut out the other relationship, you know, this Lover's card where you're out of Kim trying to decide between this or that, the ending of a cycle, the trying to drive this thing forward and keeping everything in balance. We've got the outcome is this Death card, which is a major transformation. So you've got some major life changes where you need to release some things. Before you start worrying about whether or not love is coming in, you need to take care of what you've got going on right now. So no hurry, in my opinion, as far as the next one. First, finish up where you're at. That would be my interpretation of those cards for Leo. Okay, Virgo. Woo! Virgo! Virgo love. Virgo soulmate. Okay. Wow. Let's get some of that major Leo energy out of there. Holy moly. That was a lot. Okay. That was a lot. All right, Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Virgo, who is your soulmate? One more. Okay, Virgo. Virgo. I want to know who this King of Swords is. This King of Swords is like everybody's soulmate out there. Again, it could be Sun, Moon, or Rising, but King of Swords, man, everybody's going for the intellectual dude. Everybody's going for the, you know, more mature, conversationalist. And again, so for you, because you're Virgo, looking at a Libra would not make a bad choice. They're right next to you on the zodiac, which always is more comfortable. But it could be their sun, their moon, their rising. So, wow, King of Swords is the player right now, right? Well, we are in Aquarius, which is, you know, Aquarius, man. Okay, so Three of Pentacles. This is working on a project together. So it could be somebody you meet at work. It could be somebody you meet through volunteer activities. It could be somebody, it feels like one of those two is what it feels like. So some kind of a project, some kind of an organization where you're building something, where you're working on something. That's kind of where you're more likely to meet this Ace of Swords and be blown away by their intellect and their knowledge, and they're witty. I mean, they're great conversationalists, right? And so who doesn't want to laugh, right? That's always super important. And Virgo being so detail-oriented, finding somebody who does their research, like Swords would be good for you. So we have Ace of Wands, which is get out there and get moving. Get moving. So if you are not volunteering and you're sitting around the house, you're not going to meet anybody, right? If you are at work and there's a project that comes up, volunteer for the project. If your friends say, hey, you want to go meet up and go do such and such a thing, although this looks like Three of Pentacles, looks like a more of a work kind of thing, I still say put yourself out there, right? Put yourself out there. No, it feels business. Feels business or volunteer. Volunteer really feels strong for some reason on this. Okay, so your major obstacle is the Magician. It's getting started. And since that is where you can have the most influence, well, that's excellent. Like so often in relationships, there's so many people involved that you can't necessarily influence it. But obviously, getting started, lighting the match, and getting out there and doing things, that is in your control. And so far, you've had like the most opportunity to actually influence the situation. And oh my gosh, you should, because the outcome card, most likely outcome card, is the Sun. And that's just fun. That's like getting out there and having fun and enjoying each other. And oh my gosh, Virgo, do you need that? Oh, You guys have been kind of having it rough. So that looks really good. Yay for you. Another thing, no, I was going to say, you know, they may have Leo in their chart, but I'm thinking Leo's got a lot going on, so don't be necessarily looking for that, but don't be surprised, I guess. Don't be surprised if they have Leo in their chart, but I wouldn't necessarily think that would be, I don't want to warn everybody off from the Leos, but wow. They got some business to attend to. Okay. That would be the single Leos. Well, or the soon-to-be single Leos. Now, if you're happily coupled, you know, you're happily coupled. All right. Let's move on here to Libra. Nobody likes talking about love, I think, more than a Libra. And Libra, you guys have been having it in the love department. There's a few signs that have been having a rough go, and you definitely are there. So, let's see here, Libra. What do we have for you? Who is the soulmate? Who is the soulmate for Libra? Nice. Knight of Wands. This could be Aries. This could be Sagittarius. This could be Leo. This could be Leo. And you know, air and fire tend to get along great anyway. So, sun, moon, or rising in their chart somewhere. But this is going to be someone who's very action-oriented, who likes to go and do things, who likes to travel, who likes to get out there and have fun. And they're like, oh, let's go do this. Oh, let's go do this. This is the night. This is the night. This is the fun. This is the fun one. Maybe a little too much fun, though. Watch out, because sometimes they're the ones who are kind of the players. So, but, you know, a Knight of Wands, once someone takes their heart, you don't have to take it. They'll give it to you if it's the right match, and then you don't have to worry. But if they only have one foot in the door, you need to look out for that. Okay, so in their environment, ooh, all right, this is someone who's coming out of a, it could be Leo. It's someone who's coming out of a relationship, because we have the Five of Hearts, which is the Five of Cups, right? That's the walking away from a emotional situation, having some regrets over it. That's in their environment. And there's also the Six of Pentacles, which with these two cards together, I'm like, here's the thing. They're working out the details of the divorce settlement. Who gets what, right? The Six of Pentacles is giving and receiving. So one person taking care of another, the person who has the most. So this Knight of Wands might be more in the mood right now to just be playing. So watch out for that. Like, they may have been tied down for a while and they just want to get out there and date around and have some fun. So look, you know, just keep your eyes open. You know, I'm not saying don't have the fun. I'm just saying be aware. Be aware. What? Okay, this one. Ooh, we haven't seen this one yet. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles is about starting a new project that manifests something in the physical. So maybe you're moving. Maybe you are starting a new project at work. Maybe you're adding on to your house. Maybe it's something that's getting off the ground that's going to require time and attention. And so that's not a bad thing, because maybe what you need is to not be so caught up in thinking about and wanting to spend every minute with this Knight of Wands, while this Knight of Wands is wrapping up the heartbreak situation, right? So keep yourself busy so that you're not like, nothing the Knight of Wands hates more than somebody who's clinging. They're like, whoa, get away from me. So keeping yourself busy with a new project might be a really good way to keep things in balance and not push them away, right? You want to attract, not chase. And so the obstacle for you is the Magician that's getting things started. And that's because I believe they're still finishing up a cycle here. And the outcome is Justice. Well, this is your card, Libra, and that's balance. and that's karmic balance. And so that could be the outcome as they get the divorce. The outcome could be that you find emotional harmony and balance. You know what's interesting is the 5 of Hearts and the 6 of Pentacles equals 11, just like the Justice card. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a 1, and the Magician, which is a 1. That's an 11. I don't know. It feels kind of divinely guided here. I think this could be the one. God, I hate to say that to you because I don't want to get your hopes up. But I think that keeping yourself otherwise occupied while they work out their stuff would be really beneficial to you. And so find something that's going to help manifest for yourself some wealth or some kind of a project that you've been meaning to do, something that's going to keep you busy. I think you're going to find that you're going to want that. Okay? All right. So Scorpio. Scorpio, you've been going through it too. Let's just say that's been a rough one. So hopefully we get something good for you here, Scorpio, because I feel like your cycle is just about completed and you're getting ready to move forward. So let's just see what we get here. I feel like you've been working through some stuff. Okay. So your soulmate. For Scorpio, soulmate. Scorpio, soulmate. Okay. What do we have? He's back. Who is this King of Swords, for God's sakes? Okay, again, that would be Aquarius, Libra, which is right next to you, so that's a pretty good fit. In fact, one of the best relationships I ever saw was a Libra-Scorpio combination. Okay, so it could be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini for Scorpio. Sun, moon, rising. Wow. Okay. Let's see where we go with this. I want to know who this King of Swords is. He's a player. Are you sure? He's probably like the Knight of Wands in disguise. It's probably the Libra. Oh my gosh. Okay, what do we have here? Because Libras are fun and they're just charming. And so, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Circumstances under which you could meet this King of Swords. We have the 2 of Swords and the 9 of Hearts. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting because the 9 of Hearts is about being emotionally fulfilled and the 2 of Swords is about blocking your heart, not letting anything in. Like being up in your head and like, I'm going to think my way through this instead of feel my way through this. So, Scorpio, I think the way, the environmental condition that you'll be in is you're going, Scorpio, your big thing this year is learning how to open your heart and to let down the guard. So the environmental situation is actually about you. If you want this 9 of Hearts, Cups, if you want to feel emotionally fulfilled and satisfied, you are going to have to let down your guard and let somebody in. And it could just be that because it's a King of Swords and they're so intellectual, they're not over the top emotional, that might be just about perfect for what you need right now. It's something that comes in a little bit slow with the emotional energy because you are recovering. But let's just see which ace we get for what your next step should be. You have the Ace of Pentacles. So again, that's about working on something that manifests wealth, manifest something materially for you, some kind of a project. I think that you haven't quite healed yet. And I think this King of Swords is a bit out there yet. Like, not ready to come rolling in. But let's see what we get here from the next two cards to be really sure. I think you need kind of a little downtime. Yes, so we have the Emperor and the Empress. Well, that's a karmic relationship. That's stability and that's growth. This is the obstacle that you have to overcome. I think you thought you had that. I think you thought you had that karmic relationship with the stability and the growth, and then you found out you didn't. And now you have to start all over. Because this is the obstacle. Or, God, or you're interested in somebody who's married. Yeah. Quite likely you're interested in somebody who's married and it's a karmic relationship and it's not going anywhere. That would be a pretty major obstacle. And that's why we have this Two of Swords and this Nine of Cups. This Nine of Cups is like this emotional high. The Two of Swords is this emotional low. It's not the Three of Swords, but it's pretty darn close. It's like, next pain, right? My heart's blocked and now my heart's pierced. And so, your outcome card, not good. You have the Fool, which is great. I feel like you have two options here. We've got the Hangman and the Fool. The Hangman is stuck and doesn't move forward or gets a different perspective and lets go and moves on, and then you become the Fool. And so I think you need to throw yourself into your work. I think this King of Swords is not good for you. Doesn't surprise me exactly because I kind of feel like, you know, it's the water and air, then you get ice, right? So that's kind of a tough go in the first place. Soulmates are sometimes here to teach us lessons. Sometimes they're fun until they're not fun, and then it's just a lesson, right? And sometimes it really works out great because there's other stuff going on. So, Scorpio, I think you're still healing. I think you need to take care of you. I think if what you really want is this this karmic relationship where it's the Emperor and the Empress, that you need to start manifesting things in your material world to get there. I think you need to change your perspective of what that means. Maybe you have some pie in the sky ideas about how you think you can be emotionally fulfilled. Maybe what you really want is this emotional fulfillment, but you block your heart. And if you don't let anybody in, how can you be emotionally fulfilled? So it could be that too. Like maybe you need to really let someone in and really let them get to know you. Boy, that's some tough stuff with Scorpio. I can't even breathe right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Let's go on to Sagittarius, Scorpio. All right, Sagittarius. Who's your soulmate, Sagittarius? Who is your soulmate, Sagittarius? Who is your soulmate, Sagittarius? Princess of Swords. So, this makes sense for you. So, yeah, it's a air sign. You're a fire sign, fire and air, great, right? One feeds the other. So Princess of Swords would be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. They're younger than you a little bit. Or they're in school and they're studying things, or they're really into research. But they're studying. They don't really know everything yet. They're trying to figure stuff out. So, they might be a little cautious. Page of Swords tend to be a little cautious. So maybe they're not studying anything or researching anything, but they're just a little guarded. They're a little cautious. They're not like ready to run into everything. Like they're not going to charge in full tilt into a relationship with you. Okay? So it could be that too. And the environment, wow, that just came flying out, is a 5 of Wands. So the environment, 5 of Wands. So it could be somebody that you meet if you're in a, like in a running club. Anything athletic. It feels athletic, right? Because it's like sparring. It's like competitive. It's a little competitive, right? So something that has a little competitive nature to it. It could be at work, because sometimes at work there's some competition that happens, right? So it's somebody you meet under kind of challenging circumstances, maybe. And maybe that's why they're cautious. There's some kind of a challenging thing. I don't know. Maybe you meet them at maybe they back up into you when you're, like they slide into you on the icy roads or something like that. And so they're a little cautious about you. But, you know, it could be something like that. Something challenging, something competitive, some kind of, it's action-oriented, and it's, yeah, it is this one. And you have the Ace of Swords. So you're going to have to initiate the contact. You're going to have the conversation. You're going to have to meet them on an intellectual level. They are an air sign, so intellectual conversation, wittiness, humor, being able to maintain a good conversation with them. Those are things that they need. But you're totally capable of, right? I don't think a Sagittarius is a shy, retiring type. So I don't think that'll be an issue. Let's see here. What's your major obstacle? Okay, with this as an obstacle, we have the Emperor, which is stability. So trying to create stability, or they're already in a stable relationship. Could be either one. Or it's your boss. Ooh. Or you're the boss. Because they're a page. So maybe you have authority over them. And the Star is a challenge. So for some reason, somebody doesn't feel very hopeful about the situation, and you have to overcome the lack of feeling of hope. Because really, without hope, it's hard to move anything forward, right? If you think something's hopeless. The outcome is the Chariot. So you can overcome this lack of hope and this need for stability, and things will move forward, but it'll have to move forward in a very balanced way. It will be a balancing act at first. You don't want to let the Chariot run away with you, right? But at the same time, it is movement forward. So that doesn't actually look too bad. It looks challenging, but not bad. So, you know, hey, and I mean, what's life without a few challenges? That's what makes our character. I mean, if it was easy, where's the lessons and all that? How do we get to be better people? Okay, Aquarius. I'm dying to see what we get for Aquarius after we keep seeing the King of Swords showing up all the time. Just saying. Let's see what's going on with you. Who's your soulmate? So if you are enjoying this, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know. If you would like to have more videos like this, leave me a comment. Let me know like what. I was thinking about doing a love and money one for Venus. She's changing signs. She's going from Capricorn into Aquarius. Could do other fun ones on top of the weeklies. Let's see here. Okay. Aquarius. I knew it. Aquarius. Here you are. Or not you, actually, but it's another Aquarius or a Gemini or a Libra. We're talking about a very intellectual meeting of the minds. That's your soulmate. Aquarius, you are looking for someone who can keep up with you intellectually, right? That doesn't surprise me, not even a little bit. Okay, so under what kind of circumstances are you likely to meet this player King of Swords that keeps showing up? Man, he is out there. Okay, let's see here. I'm just thinking of all the King of Swords people I know. I mean, this could be male or female, right? Gender not specific. I just keep thinking about how much fun they must be coming up on here in the romance sector. And you have the Five of Hearts. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I want another card because that's not a lot of help. Okay, so you're likely to catch them, meet them in volunteer activities or work activities, but somebody is coming off of a breakup. Could be you, Aquarius. Could be the King of Swords, who could also be an Aquarius, or a Gemini or a Libra, or it's somewhere in their chart, right? Sun, Moon, or Rising. But it looks like maybe you guys meet because you're commiserating about the crappy relationships that you both just got out of, right? That would explain how you could meet over the Five of Cups. Okay, let's see here. And it's a work thing. You are being encouraged to do the work, right? So that's a work project. Okay. Yeah, so maybe you guys start talking. Yeah, I just got out of this relationship, or man, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to suggest that although you're commiserating, that you don't spend too much time in the bad news bears aspect of it. I'm just focused more on the I'm moving ahead act, right? Because we get this Ace of Pentacles. That's about starting something, and it is a project and everything, but I would definitely not, anybody wants to hear about the X all the time. Okay, and so your challenge is finding fun and joy again. It's the sun. It is getting out from under the clouds of this breakup is going to be your challenge in moving forward. And so that's, yeah, don't spend too much time talking about the negative aspects. Even though you guys are in the Lonely Hearts Club together there, it's not a good place to stay. Not for very long. It could be the common ground you meet on, but then you need to start finding other things. I need another card on that because you got the Tower. So that looks like things are just going to blow up. And we have growth. I want to know what's going to blow up. Aquarius. Don't be talking too much about the bad stuff. So we have a Nine of Wands. Okay. I think that you are not at the end of the cycle yet. Because we have the Seven of Swords, which is the I'm trying to figure out the best way through this situation using my intellect, which is a very Aquarius thing. Some people think it's a liar, cheater, thief, but I think of it more of I'm trying to find the best way. And then we have the Three of Hearts, which means that, there's more than two people in the relationship arena. And we have this Nine of Wands, which means that you're battling it out and you're not at the end yet. And then I think it all blows up. And so I think, and then after that, we got the Empress, which is a 3. And we also have the Three of Cups, right? So I think what it is that you are this King of Swords that's going through the hard time. And I think you are likely to meet somebody else who's also going through a rough time. And don't get so caught up in the energy of talking about your bad relationship. Just finish off your relationship before you start a new one. But, in the meantime, work on your project together. Build the friendship. It's okay. I think it'll organically grow out of that. I don't think it's... That Tower could also mean all of a sudden, boom, you didn't expect there to be a relationship, and then it happens. Like you trip and you fall into bed together, right? Something like that, right? And so it could be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even see this coming, and then all of a sudden you have a relationship with this person. And that could be it too, right? So, just watch where you're walking, right? So, all right. All right, Aquarius, yeah. So just stay out of the negativity of the previous relationship. I'm surprised you didn't get the Ace of Swords, but I'm going to give you the Ace of Swords advice. The sooner you can cut loose your emotional baggage from a previous relationship, the sooner you're going to find the joy and the fun in life again. So, people say Aquarius they're unemotional, and that's not true. They're very emotional. They just choose not to dwell in it. So I think you can manage this, but they certainly feel. It's like walking. If you think of water as emotion, Aquarius is the water bearer. They carry the emotion. They're aware of the emotion. They're in the fog, the mist of the emotion. They just don't want to get wet. And so they will step away from the emotion. And you need to be careful because I said the sun was a challenge. And so I think you're going to have a hard time stepping out of this one. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it's there. And it's going to take you a little bit to get through it. The Empress also could be like March. And so maybe it just takes a little while to get there. And that's okay too. All right. We are on to Pisces. Last not least, this Pisces. Pisces, who is your soulmate? Who is your soulmate? The Queen of Pentacles. Now remember, these are not gender specific. Could be male or female, but Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody who's in the process of growing their abundance, but they're making progress, right? Queen and then the King. This is somebody who is very nurturing and kind. This is somebody who probably enjoys gardening, to be honest. Maybe at work they have a potted plant on their desk as a giveaway. They're Taurus, they're Virgo, they're Capricorn. Usually when I see the Queen of Pentacles, I think of a Virgo, though. But it could be a Taurus or a Capricorn. And the environment around them is they're healing. They're healing. They're healing from a relationship. But when you get the Six of Swords, they're definitely moving forward. They're moving on. They've been through the hard part. That's good. They're into the healing. They're past the anger and the resentment, and they're into the healing, and that's nice. It's this one. And so they need a little bit of your emotional love and kindness and nurturing back, Pisces. You have the Ace of Cups. So how can you best help them? You can be there for them emotionally. You can, but don't take on, let the emotions flow through you. Don't hang on to them, right? But by being kind and nurturing and understanding and being your Pisces self, right? That's always the best way anyways to be in a relationship, is when you get to be yourself. Okay, what's the major obstacle? Major obstacle. Major obstacle is the devil. Excellent. Okay, so the devil could be somebody who's trapped in a situation, who's addicted to something, who is karmically bound to something or someone. The outcome card is the moon. That means a couple things. One, it means use your intuition. In Pisces, this moon is you in the first place. Also, it's about finding the emotional stability, the intuition. I want another card. The moon as an outcome means that you don't see it. Maybe it's that right now it's unclear. And because it's the devil, it could go either way. Because there's this karmic whatever issue with this person. Maybe these cards aren't doing anything. I think that's what it is. I think that they can't tell you. Because, again, if any card really, really reflects the whole you have free will, it's the devil. So you don't really know what they're going to do, so they can't really tell you what the outcome is going to be. It's still undetermined. Wow. Wow, Pisces, what? Okay, so while you're pouring love into the situation, make sure you are loving yourself. I think that's really going to be key. Make sure you are taking care of yourself, you're nurturing yourself, and you don't put up with anybody's crap. Right? It's nice to be nice. Make sure you're nice to yourself first. Right? If we don't take care of ourselves, who's going to? All right. Well, let me know what you think. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell me about your love life. I'd love to know. Don't take these things too seriously, but some of the stuff felt like some serious messages. So, I will see you back here for the weekly over the weekend. Okay? You take care. Bye.